Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to the round table. This is probably part 3, I guess. It might be part 15 for all I know, but I'm guessing it's part 3. We've talked about a show per part. So far we've talked about Domination and we've talked about Prove It, and we've got Retribution and Relentless to go. These two are my favourite shows in time that we did, other than maybe Salvation might be just slide in between. But especially Relentless is a favourite of mine. So, we shall continue. The first thing I want to ask all of ye, or if just one of you wants to answer, fair enough, but basically, this taping we did for Prove, we take 2 free previews here, we take Prove It and we take Retribution on the same day. And the decision was made to only take 1 episode of Recoil between shows. Basically, it was done as a time-saving thing. Because the free preview matches were more important, we decided, like, as long as Recoil's got 1 match on it, and it's going to be more of a promo-heavy show. And you just want to ask, because I think this was a bad move. And the reason for that is that I always felt that if you've only got 1 show to build up a match for a free preview, unless you've got history, like, so if going into Retribution, for example, we know that the history between Dave and Magnum, we know the history between me and Danny, but on shows where that history isn't there, I think it really hurt the build up to the matches. I would like to know your opinions on that.
I'd like to just say that just because we had the, we could only do the 1 recoil, that makes me think that we weren't able to do anything else.
Right.
You know, it's like if we'd have had the opportunity to do.
I don't know what I did then. Sorry. Carry on.
If we'd have had the opportunity to do 2 recoils, you know, and put like 3 matches on each recoil, then we would have done it, because we did it for every other recoil and every other pay-per-view or free for view that we did throughout the year.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is, like, why did we just have the 1 recoil? You know, that's the only thing that I don't understand, because I know that I'm more than willing to wrestle 1 match. You know, I know that you're more than willing to wrestle more than 1 match.
It's got to be said.
Same as you.
I'm incapable.
I must interrupt there. I think in the year that UBW was going, I think I was on Recoil in a match about twice. Basically, to answer what you just said, Dave, what we decided is that every Fed in this country takes a winter break. So from the Prove It and Retribution taping, we decided to start taping 2 shows per
But
thing.
did we need to? We need to?
Well, yeah, because you can't wrestle in December and January. It's just too cold. So what we figured, if we tape in September, we've got the September show and October show already taped. If we then tape in October, we've got the November and December shows taped. And then if we can tape it at the start of November, we've got the the February and March shows in the bag, and then we can just when we can basically have when we can have the winter off, not have to wrestle in the freezing cold. But we've already got we can keep going with the shows, because we felt so bad about something I didn't mention before is that we had a summer break. We didn't tape in June or July. You know, every Fed out there has a winter break, don't they? Because it's just too cold. We had a summer break. So what we felt is to make it up to the fans, we've got to keep going throughout the winter. The reason we had a summer break is 2 reasons. The first, in June, I fucked off to Barcelona for 3 weeks, and it was felt like we can't really have a taping without the champion being there. And then in July, we were little pussy bitches because it started raining the night before. Now, seeing as we taped Prove It and Retribution in the rain, and we taped fucking Redemption, Redemption taping was done in the rain. Looking back at it now, you just think to yourself, why did we not do a fucking taping? But we didn't. So that's why we were taping 2 shows per month, and it's just the recourse. I always felt just got lost in the shuffle. You know, we were concentrating so much on the free previews that Recoil just got forgotten.
I always feel though that, like, you know, we had the 1 Recoil. I mean, why couldn't we just do 1 more?
Yeah.
Whether it be just like 1 or 2 matches,
exactly.
You know, something like.
It doesn't need to be, and they don't need to be long matches. And at the end of the day, they don't need to be the best matches.
Yeah.
Raw
we could have had a freak match on there, and it would have entertained.
Well, you saw with the Recoils after Domination, it was basically you. It was either Freak or Dave versus for 2 straight shows. Because I was ill and I don't know why no one else.
You could have done more, I think.
We could.
You can't get enough Dave.
And see, another thing with Recoil that I always felt that it suffered from was lack of promos. Because there was people like, and I don't know if we can put this down to people being camera shy, but people like me and yourself, Dave, we would, you know, if I said to Dave, Dave, I need a promo. Go and talk about Magnum for 2 minutes right now in the ring. Yeah, Dave will go to there. But Swinney, for example, you're not so confident in front of the camera, are you? So you wouldn't be as keen for doing a promo.
Yeah, I think one of the problems I had is I didn't have a proper good camera for anything.
Yeah.
I don't know. I understand that it kind of hindered me in a way.
Yeah.
It's harder to get the storylines across and whatever, and then get your character across and try and get over.
Yeah.
It's like you might be able to do good stuff in a ring, but if you can't get anybody emotionally involved, it hurts.
You see, that's like you say, it's like you didn't really have any recording abilities or anything like that. You know, with like me, Jonny, Mark, anybody like that, you know, we all had recording abilities, so you know, we could, like, if we ever felt like it, we could be like, right, I feel like cutting a promo, boom, click. I'm cutting a promo right now, I'm going to like champagne, and it's all going to be good. Click. Promo done.
Yeah. Looking back now, I think I should have just done promos. Like, I remember when Liam Styles, he did a promo, and I should have just, he was like, it's like a rocky way through it, and I think I should have stepped in, or I should have done the promo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rather than sit back.
But you see, that's sort of like, you think to yourself, you can almost think to yourself, okay, I'm sort of carrying this promo, I wish this guy would fucking help me out. Or, you can think to yourself, right, I'm proper fucking dying on my arse here. You know? It's like, you need to fucking think to yourself, right, we need to be a coherent tag team.
Yeah.
Whether we are actually a tag team or not.
Absolutely.
You know, we need to work off each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no thinking into that. Really.
See, if this makes me sound big-headed, I do apologise. One of the good things from Recoil 11 is we use the time to set up me and Danny and then I quit. And what used to bug me watching Recoil is he'd have a match in Preston, and then you'd have Dave cutting a promo in his bedroom. That used to bug the fuck out of me. Why couldn't we have cut the promo in Preston for a bit of continuity, if nothing else? You see, yeah, like I say, if it's time big-headed, I do apologise, but all my promos were done. Most of my promos were done in Preston. Will you make Dave a cigarette? I think that's what he's trying to ask. Very subtly, but
I'm trying not to make it obvious.
This is me being a sledgehammer, just no subtlety at all. Yeah, and like I said, big-headed. If it's headmaster, I do apologise. But on Recoil 11, I attacked Danny at the start of the show. And then Danny issued the I Quit challenge. In the match at the end of the show, Danny answered my challenge. So there we had the match set up for Retribution, if you know what I mean. And like I say, he used to bug me like you. I mean, why couldn't Insano, for example, just picking a name out of the hat, and that's not a diss on Insano. Why couldn't Insano have done the promo there live? Why do we have to have Insano doing his promo from his bedroom back in Keighley, and then we call back to Preston for a match? I used to think to myself as a fan watching that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. But you can always say to yourself, like, it doesn't matter whether you're like a fan or, a friend of the company or anything like that. You got to understand that, like, you can't cut a promo unless you are really into it, I don't know whether it's the same with you or you or you or you or anything like that, but any time that I'm cutting a promo, I like to think to myself, I'm in control right here.
Yeah.
I like to think to myself, I've got time on my advantage. I can basically say what I like or anything like that. I can use this promo to my advantage or something like that.
Still better than WCW.
And then it's like,
well said, mate. Well said.
I remember. Have you ever watched the WCW pay-per-view?
Cheers.
Where it's just match after match and match. You don't have any or even explain.
There's no build-up packages for a match. A match just comes to the ring.
It's just fucking not stupid. It's fucking but what else I want to say?
About promos, UBW.
About how much
shall we move on?
I don't know.
Fair enough. If you think of it, just let me know and we'll talk about it, alright? Basically, two things about Recoil 11 that I should just want to touch on. The first one is that Magnum versus Insano happened on this one, and it was the first match we taped on that taping. Yeah, and it was absolutely fucking bucketing down. to say, you actually hear me say on the backstage footage, you hear me look at Insano and just go, the word drowned rat, sorry, the phrase drowned rat comes to mind. Both of them were drenched. So, and I'll just say from personal experience, it happened at the Redemption Taken when I fought Danny for the 4th time. Wrestling in the rain is horrible. It just zaps your energy. You don't want to be there. You don't want to take bumps on the ground because it's so wet. You just don't want to do it. Insano and Magnum put on a fucking good match considering what they had to go up against. Big props to both men for that. Also on that show was Googooboy versus Ace versus Pain, which in my opinion is a fun match. It's one of the funniest matches. You said it was awesome after the match on camera.
Yeah, but I'm just criticising you.
Criticising me. I hit the best suplex I've ever done in that match on Googooboy.
On Googooboy.
Seeing as you didn't mention much about the promos, Max, I'm going to come to you for a second. This was the first time you'd ever seen Googooboy, if I remember rightly. First impressions of Googooboy?
One of the most funny things I have ever seen. It's, I mean, physically, like, the difference between the K-Bar and the Googooboy sort of characters are just like yourself with the freak. It's the worlds apart, and that draws you in straight away. But when you've also got the added element of this ridiculous voice,
yeah, absolutely,
that he just uses all the way through the match if he gets hit with anything. Oh, it's just priceless.
I don't remember him calling the match like that. No, I mean that match especially.
That would be amazing. I'm just do that.
I'm just trying to think with that.
Oh my god, a suplex from the top rope.
Exactly.
Danny,
Yeah.
your testicles took quite a beating. Tell the people what happened to your balls.
I believe you were kicking out of a move, and as you went to kick out, I was stupidly standing over your shoulders, and boom, right in the balls.
As if that
was accidental.
Absolutely.
I totally thought that was a spot.
No. That was a
That's
complete
why it hurt.
accident.
I honestly thought that was a spot.
And then just when the pain's gone from that, I get on with the match. Googooboy does the exact same thing, whacks me right in the balls. So, that wasn't
I think
fun.
people just have a fascination with your bollocks.
I know.
Did you want kids?
Yeah, I think it's a bit.
That doesn't matter. They can get it or not.
It doesn't matter now.
Far too late now. Right.
I enjoyed that match though. That was a lot of fun.
That match
Just
was
after the sex change.
pure. If nothing else, it was just pure fun.
Using Googooboy to beat you up was good.
Danny gets Googooboy in the FU position, then sort of spots me because I'm selling and I'm just getting up, like staggering up. He spins Googooboy's legs around so they crash into my face, knocking me down again. One of those great little spots, completely unplanned. I knew about it. Half a second before Googooboy's feet hit me in the face. And he's like, "Yep, this might hurt a bit." Bam, sort of thing.
And then I picked Googooboy up and just sort of dropped
He
him on your
dropped
testicles.
on my
Got him
balls
back.
in revenge. You see,
Had to do it,
it's
had
a
to do
back
it.
and forth thing.
Googooboy as a weapon to get back at Mark.
Yeah, exactly.
Whack-a-mark.
Whack-a-mark straight away. Okay, should we talk about Retribution?
No.
No, we shouldn't actually. Let's talk about season.
Terrible
Talk
show.
about season beatings. Retribution was an awful show. I'm joking. It's one of my absolute favourites. The tough thing we had with Retribution, I think you'll agree with this one, is that the matches not only were taped on the same day as Prove It, but the card was identical to Prove It. Every match was the same. So it was Insano versus K-Bar, Extreme Dave versus Magnum, and me versus Danny. So we had
every match delivered.
But, and this is the thing, I believe every match at Retribution is better than their counterpart at Prove It.
Yeah.
It's
Simply
amazing.
because of the statement that Swins just said. It's a retribution. It's each man trying to get the upper hand and whatnot.
And get the revenge or
Yeah.
whatever.
We had
It's
an
just spitting, it just spits.
Yeah, we had an interesting one because, like in the WWE,
Perfectly.
you've got WrestleMania and then
Yeah.
you've got Backlash, and normally
Exactly.
Backlash was always a repeat of what happened to WrestleMania.
And
But
that
9
was
times out of
awesome.
10,
When it actually happened, that's was fucking
Exactly.
the best backlashes.
exactly.
Mm.
But
Now it's just
as a rule, the WrestleMania match was better than the Backlash match, wasn't it? As a rule. See, with us, it was actually the other way around, wasn't it? I'm going to ask you first of all. I'm going to ask you, Dave. I was going to ask which one's your favourite of the two matches, from Prove It or from Retribution, but I think we've already answered that straight away, haven't we? Bit of a silly thing to say. So,
I enjoy both of them.
Say that again, please, mate.
I enjoy both of them.
Yeah, they're both good watches. So in the opening contest, it was Insano versus K-Bar. I reckon this was the best match of the series that they had. They had a three preview series because they went on to have a 2 out of 3 falls match at Relentless. I personally believe that this was the best match of the 3. I don't know how you guys feel about that one.
It's hard to compare, man.
Yeah, because it was a 2 out of 3 falls match at Relentless, I suppose.
That was too long like that.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about that in a sec. Let's get to that one before you start criticising that one.
It was a good match.
Yeah, Insano hit a brainbuster in that one. I still to this day don't know whether that was intentional or not. It looked like he was going for a vertical suplex that turned into a brainbuster. Excuse me.
I think he wants to hit the brainbuster. That's what he wants to do.
The thing is, a lot of people who criticise UBW have pointed at that spot and said, look, this is Peter being dangerous, basically. Because it's a brutal looking spot, it has to be said.
But let's face it, what brutal spots haven't we had? I mean, let's face it, we've had me being suplexed onto a chair.
He must be just too used to PG.
Yeah, definitely. There's a spot in this one where K-Bar comes off the top and Insano launches a sign into his face. Just brutal spot. You sort of flinch when you look at that. Like, damn, that is intense.
But that's just what we did.
Yeah, this is true.
I don't want to sound like a douchebag or anything like that, but that's how we were back then. We were hardcore.
We were hardcore.
As much as we hate to admit it or anything like that, and as much as we like to say, oh yeah, we were the ultimate fucking Fed back then and whatnot. We were technical prowess at its finest. We had our fucking hardcore spots.
Yeah. This showed that, didn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Vendetta was hardcore to a point, but I think certain spots in this one, especially our I Quit match, which we'll talk about in a sec, it sort of raised the bar from Vendetta hardcore wise.
I also think it's like what wrestling were missing at the time.
Yeah.
It wasn't like really hardcore. Everything was getting torn down.
Yeah, you've got a very good point there.
Now you see, we also had the psychology factor to it as well.
Exactly.
See, all the matches that we had, they had the hardcore factor to it. So, we were all getting hit by trays and whatnot.
Yeah.
And, it was all fucking brutal and whatnot. But we also had, every so often we'd have that psychology.
Yeah.
So we'd be like, okay, so this is working over your back, this is working over your head, this is working over your leg and whatnot. We could utilise that to our advantage.
Sweeney just described it perfectly. Say that again, dude.
We didn't just have spots.
Exactly.
Yes.
It was one of the things I've always, when I watch UBW matches today, one of the things I pride myself from day one is there's always a story in the match. It's not just spot.
Yeah.
You can look at any UBW match and there's a story there.
Because you commentated. You told us the story and made it all make sense.
Thank you, dude. Chris Tanner come in there. One of the things I'd really like to talk about.
We got 20, you only got 10.
That's true. One of the things I'd really like to.
Tony Jackson.
Who should we go with this one? I'm going to go with you for this one, Danny, if I may. This match was won when Insano used an STF to get the win by submission.
Boo.
I need to ask, why do you think that in UBW so few matches ended in submission? What do you think about that, Danny?
It's too tough to tap.
I don't know. See, whenever there was going to be a decision made by submissions, there would always be like a run-in or the match wouldn't be over or something. And it's kind of annoying because I know for me I wanted to make you tap out.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's the first I've heard of it, sure.
But no,
Dude, he wanted to make me tap out.
I did make you tap out.
It seems ironic as well because most people have
Talk about that next time.
a submission finisher as it
Yeah, that's true.
They don't even really finishes.
Well, I mean, you had the armbar.
Yeah. I
had the ankle lock. You've got the iron cross. You've got, Sweeney's got everything you could think of. Dave's got...
Swinny was just Swin.
Just submission machine.
Just any time any submission was put on, it was
I just did what I was into, what the type of wrestling I was into.
That's an awesome way. Look,
but I didn't.
I've got to say,
right,
what I've got to say
is doing it all.
Yeah,
it makes sense.
I know that Max feels the same way as this because he's told me before, but you, Swinny, are the wrestler that I wish I could be.
Yeah.
Because I'm the type of wrestler who has to rely on shortcuts. So you'll see me busted open in every match. You see me use weapons in every match. All the time while I'm wrestling these matches, I'm going in my head, God, I wish I could just do one technical moment. one moment that makes you mark out because it's technical, and you go, oh yeah, that was nice.
Yeah,
I know you feel the same, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I think also, like, when I first sort of watched your first couple of matches, I thought, well, shit, this is what I wanted Max Carnage to be. And you're doing it 10 times better. Son of a bitch. The first time I saw you put the armbar on as well, you put it on in such a nicer way than I ever could have as well. It's like, oh, it makes my armbar redundant.
Next.
That's good stuff, man.
That's a great answers, guys. Next, Johnny Magnum versus Extreme Dave.
Match of the night.
You see, we got more votes than that one, I've got to say. The I Quit match got more votes at the end of the year than the KO match. Right, first things first, KO match, where did that stick come from?
You.
Did I put that on?
Sounds like a Mark P.
As soon as I sound the type of thing that I go, right, this was going to be a KO match,
Right.
don't do it.
From what I can remember,
Right.
and I've
What
been
else could he do to top the last?
Yeah, they had to do something pretty impressive to top the last one, didn't
I've been trashed since then. Right?
they? It was a year and a half ago.
Let's put it this way,
Something
right?
like that.
Right. All that I can remember is me and Jonny were supposed to have some sort of match where the other guy wasn't supposed to respond.
Right.
Right. It might have been the last man standing match or something like that. But then one of you guys had like, no, we were supposed to have an I Quit match.
Right.
And then you and Danny, you had the I Quit match. And me and Jonny were like, oh, alright then, fair enough. So how are we going to change our stipulation? Okay, we'll make it a KO match.
Right.
Okay, well, how does this work? Well, we can do this and that and whatnot. And personally, I think that was one of the more fulfilling matches, in my opinion. Mainly because, like I said, we went into that match and we were sort of like, oh, how the fuck do we play this, you know? I don't know how the fuck we're supposed to go about this, you know? So it's like, we do this spot, we do this spot, we do this spot, and it's like, okay, I'm kind of lost here. But then Jonny had come by and he'd be all like, hey, don't worry about it. Yeah.
That's right.
Magnum, in that match, for the first time ever, one of the things you'll learn if you ever watch like lots of Johnny Magnum matches, at some point in the match, he will go for a pile driver, and every single time, it doesn't matter who it's against, if it's against Danny, if it's against me, against Max, against Dave, against Swinny, it will get reversed.
I mean,
In this match, Magnum actually hit the pile driver. Dave, seeing as that was one of the worst botches I've ever seen, tell me what it was like to take that pile driver with your forehead.
I was...
straight to
I
my
was-
cock. Face.
Now, I was walking into that spot just thinking to myself, oh, fair enough, he's going to go for a tombstone pile driver and whatnot, you know. So, I lifted myself up and whatnot, and I thought to myself, right, I'll try and balance it out and whatnot so he doesn't really fall all that much. Oh shit, he's falling. Oh shit, he's going down face. And then for the next 5 minutes or so, I was sort of laid on the floor just going,
See,
I was wondering what the good
Nurse, it's not just me who injures Dave, alright? I admit, hands
You
on heart,
killed him.
I tried to kill him, but I'm not the only person who's really fucked
breaking
him up.
backdrop of doom.
Don't worry, next December we'll talk about that.
And the top.
And
the
the
top.
top. And we'll talk about the whole thing.
How did
I
you
don't
go
do
that
that.
tombstone? Like,
Oh.
did you do like an Owen Hart
Yeah.
jumping one?
Mm.
Is that what he was going for? And he kind of
Basically, what happened was he got
Fell
me up for the
backwards.
tombstone, and he basically
Yeah.
slipped on a puddle.
Oh,
Yeah, it wasn't-
shit.
And
He
he
go to his
basically
knees.
tried to
Yeah.
grab his footing and whatnot, and you can just see his legs slip out from
Yeah,
underneath him.
It's not
And he basically sits out with it,
Yeah.
and it's just like, dude, you couldn't do anything with it. So there's no reason for me to feel anything towards it, because it's like, it happened. You know?
Yeah.
Just like what happened with you and me happened. you know?
Exactly. I was just about to say,
It's a sport.
whenever there's an
they're not meant to
accident,
hurt each other, do they?
whenever there's an accident in wrestling, it's never intentional. I mean,
No.
I've hit that suplex, you know, we keep talking about the Dave breaking suplex of death, you know, which we will talk about next time on the round table, I promise you. But that I'd hit that back suplex on every single person I'd ever wrestled apart from Swinny.
No, you
Ironically,
did do it on me.
Did you do it on you as well?
you
In
did
that
it
case,
me,
I've done it on
but
everyone.
It was nowhere near as brutal.
Never hurt anyone.
You did it on Crusher J. And that
Did it on
was
Crusher
sick.
J, and that looked painful.
I
I've
mean,
got to
you
be
did it
honest.
on Magnum as well, didn't
Yeah,
you?
proper
Beginning
folded
of
them up. But yeah,
Maxine Keith, that was pretty good.
oh dear me, I really folded him up good and proper. Didn't I? See, that's why I've eliminated the backdrop from my arsenal. I'll find something to replace.
That's why you also eliminated Extreme Dave from the
Because it's a
UBW
bad-
roster.
He only ever wrestled one more match after that.
Great.
Swinny and Max, seeing as you weren't wrestling on the show, your thoughts on the KO match? Just while I've got a chance before I go on.
Well, I liked it. I liked all Magnum and Dave's matches.
Yeah,
It was all really good.
It did get voted by the UBW fans feud of the year for good reason, did it
Yeah.
not?
They definitely give it a lot of effort and to do, because I think you wrestled another match on the same day, didn't you?
Yeah, you'd have to prove
Yeah,
it already.
we wrestled like
To do
3 or
to
4
do
matches.
To do that was fucking epic.
Yeah, absolutely.
To give that
Not to
caliber
mention the
match
fact that I was
to-
also wrestling freak matches as well. So I was basically doing, let's say that I was to do the 3 Jonny versus me matches.
Mhm.
So that was the one where we went around all around Preston. There was the KO match, and there was the final battle.
That was a different taping though, wasn't it? That was the Relentless Seasons Beatings taping.
Was it?
Yeah, it was a different taping.
Maybe
you
it's
see.
good that we only had one recoil then.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Maybe, definitely.
Because I'd have been fucked up. Man.
Yeah, I mean,
You could work with
at Domination you wrestled
wrestlers,
6 times. I don't think you could have done that again. I mean, it was just too much. But the thing with Domination, you wrestled that many times out of necessity. Because I guarantee I would have happily got in the ring and done something where I'm fighting whoever and Danny comes and interferes, but I was just so ill, as you heard before. Max,
Hello.
seeing as you're very quiet, can you read that paragraph for me, please?
Berserk says, well, I can definitely say that Retribution rocked. All 3 of the matches were ridiculously awesome, and each one surpassed the matches at Prove It, just like you guys promised. As amazing as Prove It was definitely topped by Retribution.
That was one of our great
Thank you,
fans,
Berserk.
Berserk. That was.
Thank you, good sir.
And lastly, the main event at Retribution was a rematch between myself and Danny. Now, bear in mind what I said before, that Danny had flu. It was the same day. So yeah, we had to put on a match where I still didn't want to hurt him. And basically, we had, well, after the lead pipe incident we talked about earlier on, it was obvious that Danny was going to give me quite a whooping. Basically, the story going into this one, I wanted Danny to look like he was a tough son of a bitch as champion. Because I knew,
you certainly did that.
because I knew that
Let's not split hairs. You certainly did that.
I knew that once I lost that match, I know that I was going to be dropping out of the main event again for a long time. And I wanted to put Danny over in the best possible. I wanted Danny to look like a monster, basically, is what I'll say.
He's not a monster.
He's not a monster. Tell me about the match, dude.
I love it.
You love it.
I love that match.
Is that because it's a good match, or because you're giving me such an ass whooping?
Both.
Right.
Both. No, I really enjoyed it. I thought it provided a very good story, and it was highly enjoyed by everyone. I think there was something in there that everyone...
We'll tell you something, right? This is one thing that I'm sure all 5 of us here can attest to, right? I've been watching wrestling for as long as I can remember. Literally, some of my first memories are watching wrestling with my father, yeah? And I never quite got it. Does that make sense? I never quite understood why these guys wrestled 300 times a year and got the living shit kicked out of each other every night until I first heard of Pop. Where at Salvation, when Dave and Magnum double chokes on me through the table and the crowd went mental, I sat there laying there and I was covered in blood. I was sweating like a bandit. I had shit all over my face.
Yes.
I sat there lying there, adrenaline pumping, going, I get it now. And I tell you something, no other match that I've had has made the crowd pop as much as the I Quit match that we had. We really got the crowd going mental.
Guitar shots of Jack Daniels.
There was 4 big spots, I would say. and they were the table spot where I got chokeslammed through the table. It was covered in tacks. Thank you very much for that. I didn't remember that there was tacks there. Danny went, basically, because I was selling on the ground, Danny goes and puts the tacks on the table, yeah, and I have no recollection. I didn't see that, right? I get chokeslammed through the table, don't realise there's tacks on it, and then while I'm selling, it's like, what's that in my back? Cheers for that.
And then he tells me to hit him with guitar.
Well, yeah, and then because I'm carrying the match, I know that.
How are you carrying the match?
Because you had flu.
But you're just getting beat.
No, right. I don't say I'm right. Oh, what I mean by that
want to
is.
hurt you.
What I mean by that is, I was telling you what spots to do next because you were so fucking drug-addled when you fucking flew your medication.
Yeah, just make it sound like an addict.
He'd been on the tunes all day, trying to get
tunes.
The lockets. Yeah, that sort of medication is what I mean.
That's a hardcore.
Yeah, that's hardcore.
Been on tunes all day, mate. I've been all day.
You see, there was a lot of drug use in UBW. There was tunes and lockets. You know, shit.
Dude,
like
we used Colgate throughout. Anusol, it's good on the whole.
So when, for example, Danny hits me with the guitar, you know, I was expecting him to hit me as hard as he physically can. So he hits me again, and basically that second shot is the hardest of the three that eventually come. And basically he hits me that hard, it splits the guitar in two, and that shot, dude. I'm actually not going to keep talking until I know that you're going to laugh. I know you are, look. Try to talk about the most intense match of my.
I tried to do it really slyly so I wouldn't interrupt.
You make yourself look pricks, not me.
So over here.
Cheese grater.
No, I want to talk about the guitars first. Yeah, anyway, so that second one.
Speaking of anusol.
Yeah, that second one split me open across my head, and that was the first time in my backyard career I legitimately got busted open. Every time you saw before that, I'd slyly put the fake blood on. This time it was slyly. Fucking if you watch the unedited files, yeah, I am the most on top guy you'll ever see. Literally, you see me get the bottle of fake blood out, get hit with something, and sit there like this, da 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 da. Yes, I'm bleeding right now, sort of thing. But of course, the power of having multiple cameras and editing, you never see it. Sorry, dude, I just thought I'd throw you back. Yeah.
And then again, you criticise people for.
I do. That's the thing. That's the great irony of it. That when I actually review a show, if I see someone blading, I'm all fucking over them. But that's the thing. Clever editing means that you never saw it. Yeah, I don't do blade jobs. Yeah, I don't do blade. I fucking. Oh, the thing is, I'm not stupid enough to blade. But anyway, this was.
I get paid enough.
Yeah, exactly. Yes,
getting paid.
Sir Arthur Hayes never paid me half enough. The Christian Sharp, well, that guy never paid me a fucking dime. That guy still owes me a lot of money.
Yeah.
So yeah, the second guitar shot legitimately busted open, and then because I'm a complete idiot, I say to Danny, hit me one more time so that I can do the blood. The whole point of the third shot was that I could go down. Danny could turn to a camera and celebrate, and look how fucking hard I am. And I was going to do the fake blood. I touched my forehead, and I've actually gushing blood. So this guy comes over with a bottle of Jack Daniels, which is actually apple juice, which may probably hurt about as much because all the sugar goes into my cut and it fucking wrecked. It hurts so fucking much. Yeah, when you hear me screaming at that moment, there is no sound going on at all. That is legitimate pain that I'm going through.
You'd have no-sold it, wouldn't you?
Well, no, the table bump didn't hurt in the slightest. I'll say that straight off the bat. As much as it looks good, and I think it does look good, especially the way the table disintegrates as I land and bits of wood go everywhere. You know, that didn't hurt, but the apple juice in the face, for some reason, that hurt a lot. And then tell the people about the guitar shots in my testicles. Testicles!
There was a cheese grater there, and I thought, okay, we're being brutal, so, you know, put the cheese grater on Mark Pearson's delicates, and then...
Delicates?
Yeah.
Delicates.
That suggests that they're very dainty.
Yes, they are quite dainty, aren't they?
And I noticed that he had his knees up, because he was lying on his back, he had his knees up, and I thought, instead of just kicking the cheese grater, I can, you know, get the guitar and I'll hit his leg, so, you know, it'll look like it's hitting his balls, but it's not. But, I hit him pretty hard on the knee.
Basically, before we started the match, I said to Danny one thing don't hit me on my left knee. Because my left knee really hurts after the Proving match. For some reason I may have tweaked my knee. I said,
Psychology,
please
man.
don't hit me on my left knee. So he puts this cheese grater on my bollocks, and I'm thinking, what's he going to do here? Thinking, knowing Danny, he might actually, after the kick-out bollock incident, he might actually hit me in the box. He doesn't hit me in the box. He gets the guitar, full force, whack, straight onto my knee. And that, once again, that hurts so much. And the other great spot that I like to think we did was...
he's ribbing you when he's
I got DDC'd onto the guitar, which was another spot that I called, which I really liked. First,
he likes his own spots.
I do like my own spots, that's true. First match, and first and only match that ever had replays in it. It started off alright, but I think, in my opinion, there was too many replays, and the one after the DDC guitar shot was just...
You were the one calling you were the one calling the shots there.
That's the truth. That's the truth. I told the guy to put the replays in which moves. Say that again, please, for me, mate.
Yeah.
Finish.
See, get Jeff Jarrett.
What I could say about that is that I've always believed since day one that the I quit stipulation was the wrong one to put on it, and the reason I believe that is that because of what we did in the match. And you see, all the spots that we did, all those big spots that we did, like for argument's sake, we'll say the choke slam through the table, yeah? That spot, in my opinion, would have worked with the last man standing stipulation, because then the referee could have done a 10 count, and I would have got up at 9 or 9.5, whatever. But of course, the thing is that Dave and Danny had done a last man standing match 2 months previously.
And we had owned it.
And you had absolutely destroyed it. Well done. Two days ago, today's Friday, 2 days ago, and bearing in mind that this was taped in September 2009, I thought about it, and I thought to myself, we should have done a Texas death match, and it was one of those light bulb moments, one of those, oh, of course we fucking should have done. If we'd done a Texas death match, it's a play on the last man standing situation, but it's not quite the same. And of course, I'm sure there are people watching who don't know what a Texas death match is. Texas death match, you do a move, and you pin you go for a pinfall. If you get a 3 out of the referee, you then get a 10 count out of the referee. So Danny, for example, when he did the choke slam on me, he could have pinned me. I would have stayed down for 3, obviously, because it was a massive spot. And then Max would have had a 10 count, and I could have got up at 9. And that would have made sense. I've always believed the I quit stipulation didn't work as well as it could. But that said, the finish,
especially a dodgy ref,
especially with a dodgy ref like this, who's never asking, "Do you quit?" Nice one, Max. Yeah, anyway, Danny basically pushes my face into the thumbtacks. And,
AKA my hand.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's got his hand like that over my eyes, and he's saying to me all the time, "Don't worry, your face is going to go nowhere near the tacks because of my hand." So in the end, what he does, he actually presses his hand into the tacks.
It looked good.
Props, man. Props.
So yeah, Cham just like... So that, ladies and gentlemen, was Retribution. I've got a question on my list, on my notes, and it actually wasn't, to be honest. Do you feel this is the question I've got. Do you feel like taping 2 shows at the time was a success? Also, do you feel like taping 2 free previews in one day means that real Recoil doesn't get attention? Now, we've already covered that pretty much, haven't we? So we don't need to talk about that. So, Recoil episode 12. We've got Recoil episode 12 and then Relentless, and then we're done for another year. So Recoil episode 12 centred around one guy, and who was that? That was this guy. This was Swimbag. Swimbag basically came back for that taping.
Dave's doing on me.
Wait a minute, what? Dude, UBW was always about me.
Yeah, dude.
I was the face of that company. Fuck Swimbag.
No, you were the arse end of that company.
I'll be real, man.
Swimbag, I've always knew, and this isn't just because he's here now, I've always believed since day one, if I was ever given the books when he would get the biggest push, he would beat all of us en route to the championship. And basically, when Swinny had basically had quite a shout at me over MSN, basically saying, I'm fucking always losing, and all the stuff that happened then. I basically promised him, I said,
it's like if I was a heel, I wanted to fucking get one up on someone so they'd come back at me. Yeah. And fucking have something to work towards. Yeah. It's like the fun's in the chase, so you can draw in the chase.
Yeah.
Somewhat. And like I wanted to establish myself as a heel, like this is a stronger heel.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Understandable.
That makes absolutely perfect sense.
So like, things fucked us over, like the Liam Star thing where we were supposed to make Forsaken.
Yeah, because Forsaken would have got a big push.
Down. What we should have done there is because it was a tournament, we shouldn't have faced each other. We should have faced, like I should probably face Pete and he should have faced Jonny again, or the other way around.
Yeah, absolutely.
and done it that way rather than
100%.
and like interfere in each other's match to help each other rather than fucking did what we did.
Benefit of hindsight.
Yeah.
You can't beat a bit of hindsight.
No, it's true.
It would have been better to do something like that anyway,
Absolutely.
especially for the viewer, because I know that a lot of people were looking forward to a match and they didn't get it. But there's other things that were going on at the time. Because Liam had a bad back and he didn't want to take any moves or really do anything.
I'm saying nothing. I'm
Yeah.
saying nothing.
Well,
Hi, Liam.
Hey, Liam. Hello.
the hardest part. The hardest part.
Anything.
Sorry, I'm just talking to Liam. I do apologise.
Hardest part of that for me was that I got two sides of the story at that time. I know this was like before we even did domination, but I suppose we could talk about it some more. And that was basically I got told through various sources that Swinney was being an arse and refused to wrestle the match basically, and that's why the whole thing came with. So that Swinney versus Liam Styles was meant to happen at Vendetta. And how good would Vendetta be with that match on it?
Well, that's absolute bollocks.
Exactly.
I was like suggesting things to do, and everything I was suggesting, we just saying no. Basically, and he weren't. He didn't have any ideas himself to what to do.
Exactly.
So you got to think to yourself, well, what makes for a more entertaining match? Me suggesting spots
But it's
that are
another
actually
way
going
of
to be
getting fucking
entertaining.
heat and real heat, just to fucking
Yeah.
lay down and piss
Yeah.
everybody off.
Yeah.
Fucking,
Yeah.
You know,
So
it's a cheap way of doing it.
Yeah.
I know it's been done before, and it did actually work. I think people criticise it to fuck but it does get the heat,
Yes.
get people pissed off.
Yes.
Yeah,
But
you've got a
maybe
very
it's,
good
I don't
point.
know if it's the wrong kind of pissed off.
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, it worked with K-Bar.
Exactly.
Addiction.
Exactly.
It worked perfectly that time. I think.
That's something. I don't know. I just wanted to do something different. You know.
Yeah.
I don't blame you.
Absolutely. I'll just say, I then spoke to Swinney privately about it and said, right, this is what I've heard from one side, can I hear your side before I make any judgment? When Swinney said that it was actually all Liam Styles' fault, my first thought was, well, that doesn't actually surprise me in the slightest. So, basically, ladies and gentlemen,
Hi, Liam.
we've got one more match and one more show to go. Because I'm worried about the time, what I'm going to do is we're going to leave it, we're going to pause it there for a sec. So join us in part 4, and we'll be talking about
fucking
part fucking 4. We'll talk about Relentless, and we've also got a tag match that's really quite good to talk about. Join us in part 4, folks.
Oh, yeah.